Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
You could feel it tense up as soon as you touched it, and it was intimidating. 1, 2, 3.
Bumblebees are great pollinators because bees deliberately collect pollen.
Franklin Mountain State Park is the only park in Texas and one of the few parks in the United States that encourages paragliding.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
Oh, goodness. Nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Great honor to be with you today. Our 62nd Game Warden Academy graduation. Let's give it one more round of applause.
Our lives are made up of a series of moments. Some stay with us.
Congratulations.
And a few will change our lives forever.
Dr. Crowder, you earned this badge.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I made it.
I'm so incredibly proud of you. That's just incredible, son. I love you.
I love you too, thank you.
1, 2, 3, shoot several because somebody always blinks.
For Zach Stephenson, this is a momentous day. He is now officially a Texas Game Warden. But this day might never have happened if not for one weekend a decade earlier.
Where's this one coming from?
It's going to be number 1. It's going to go out straight away.
Pull.
Very good. Good shot.
It tested like everything, like how much, if he knew how to lead and if he knew where it was coming from and followed through with it. I did all right.
Good.
When I was a kid, you know, I wanted to be outside and I wanted to be out hunting, and I was raised by a single mother, so I told my mom I wanted to go hunting, and she didn't know where to start. She didn't know the first thing about hunting.
Parents and all that, first off, I want to thank y'all. It's going to be a lot of fun this weekend.
What we do is we offer a program. We can furnish the firearm, we can furnish the ammunition, we furnish the place to hunt. All they have to bring with them is desire to go hunting and enjoy the outdoors.
Gentlemen, y'all get in line. Get you something to eat.
She had a friend that was a part of the Texas Youth Hunter program, and that's how we found out about it.
What time are we getting up?
We're getting up at 5 o'clock, like normal time.
5 o'clock in the morning?
So,
This is it for tomorrow afternoon?
no, 5 o'clock in the morning.
It's going to be deep at first, but it'll end up being about this deep when we get to walking, so just stay in single file.
For me, because I did grow up relatively close to Houston, I didn't get to go out a whole lot.
It's something that he wants to do. That's something he can do forever.
Get him!
They've started out with the gun safety.
All right.
That was actually pretty fun. It wasn't near as bad as I was thinking it was going to be.
While we were on that youth duck hunt, we actually had a large group of game wardens come out and talk to us, and it was the first time I'd ever heard about what a game warden does. That was the day it clicked for me. That was what I wanted to do, and pretty much since that day I just started working towards it.
The moments that make up our lives are interconnected. One leads to the next, eventually shaping who and what we are.
So you're volunteering to go first, right?
Nope. Have you ever seen an alligator?
Oh yeah, I've seen them all the time, yeah, but there's a difference in seeing one and then handling one.
Watch this thing, because this thing will come up and get you.
All right.
There you go.
Hold on. Hey, quick, you gotta be quick.
Push it down when he's flush on the ground, then curl your fingers
Okay.
up and lock it in those jaw
Okay.
bones. That way, if it's pushed down, you know that mouth is closed.
Okay.
There you go. Work it underneath there. All right, whenever y'all are ready.
1, 2, 3.
Good job.
I believe it's the finest training in a law enforcement academy in the country.
Just because we're down to the last 3 weeks, don't unplug. By this point, you've got to own it.
They go through conservation law enforcement. They go through standard law enforcement.
Good.
Yeah, what's your question?
Wildlife identification.
So that's going to be the Guadalupe bass, which is the state fish.
You know, how to deal with hunters and anglers. I mean, really the gamut.
We're giving the cadets a basic understanding of swift water awareness, what the water does, how to react. All right, go ahead.
Right step, step. Right step, step.
And it's an eye-opener for them. You look at it and you think, oh, it doesn't look that bad.
Get him up! Get him up!
And they get in it and they realize, oh my gosh, this is a lot harder than I thought.
Hold him up!
Get back! Fight it! See what happened right there? They got turned around. What should they have done? Just turn around and the back guy's now the front guy. It's hard, isn't it? This is the strainer. This is everybody's favorite part. If you get stuck on a strainer, I don't care how strong you are, you cannot pull yourself off of it, okay? Oh, you do not want to go under. You go under, you die. Swim, swim, swim. Keep swimming. Keep swimming. There you go.
Definitely a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Pretty tired, but I feel like if I ever needed this training, I have it in the bank.
Y'all want to talk a little bit more, or y'all want to figure out where you're going? All right. Nathan Lavender. A lot of game wardens, a lot of people that work for us grew up, it's their dream. So it's truly when they graduate, today when they get that assignment, it's a dream come true for them. Zachary Stephenson, Duval County.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Every person that graduates from this academy gets to serve a mission. It's the mission of protecting the natural resources of Texas, helping the communities that they live in, responding during some of Texas' darkest hours. But that core mission of protecting our national resources, I mean, what could be more important?
Duval County, it's very rural, and pretty much the population pretty much doubles or triples every deer season. It's a deer hunting county, and that's what it is, and that's what it's known for. Yeah, there's no place to stop to get food around here either. You better pack a lunch or you won't have one.
The moments that make up our lives don't all unfold the same way. Some happen by chance.
Shoot something?
Yes, I did. Got a green teal.
Green wing teal.
Green wing teal.
Right step, step.
Some only happen through hard work. And every so often, we get a little help along our journey.
It was a great experience being able to do that duck hunt with my mom. You know, it was totally out of her element, and I don't know if I could get her into a pair of waders now, but I'm so thankful she got into a pair for me back then.
What are you feeling right now?
Just pride. Just so happy for him and so excited for his future and where he's going to go.
I plan on retiring in this job. It's something I really love to do. All right, guys, State Game Warden, we're going to do a quick compliance check. Can everybody pull out their hunting license? Looks like you had a pretty good morning. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. The same opportunities that were provided to me when I was a child, I want to make sure those same opportunities are available for the next generation. And that's why I do what I do.
Maybe up here.
Jessica Beckham is on a quest
See all sorts of things flying around.
to catch some fuzzy flying insects.
No bumblebees, though.
With great bee expertise,
That's a sweat bee.
she searches.
I think those are so pretty. That's not what I'm trying to catch today.
The bees that beckon are bumblebees.
Today we are out here surveying bumblebees in a little roadside area of Denton County. That's an American bumblebee right there.
Jessica has been studying bumblebees at the University of North Texas while pursuing a PhD in environmental science.
Here in Texas, we have sweat bees, digger bees, leafcutter bees, resin bees. About 700 to 800 species of bees that are native bees, including 9 species of bumblebees. Usually when people think of bees, they think of honeybees, but honeybees are actually non-native species. Honeybee declines have been noted in the news.
Back in 2005, we started hearing about a phenomenon called colony collapse disorder. Unusual numbers of honeybees were dying off, and nobody understood quite why.
In these troubling times for honeybees, Jessica wanted to understand how native bees are doing.
I'm studying native pollinators, bumblebees in particular, because native pollinators might serve as an insurance policy against these losses of honeybees.
Bees are critical to the food supply. Bees pollinate cherries, apples, almonds, onions, and many other crops. They pollinate billions of dollars of crops each year.
Insect pollinators in particular are responsible for about 80% of the pollination of wildflowering plants and about 75% of our agricultural plants. Bumblebees are great pollinators because bees deliberately collect pollen, and they have a lot more hair than honeybees, and they move a lot of pollen from flower to flower.
I don't know what they are. I will take about a 15-minute walk through this big patch of flowers to determine what species are here and ultimately look at the persistence of these species in our area. Got another one.
Studying bumblebees takes time and some fast reflexes.
I feel like I struck out.
But field work is the fun part, right?
It's hot. I mean, you get chiggers and ticks. Sometimes you see a bee and you don't catch it. Really though, it's pleasant work for me.
Now I got her. This is Bombus pennsylvanicus, which is known as the American bumblebee. This is our most common species here in Texas, but nationally this species is declining. And so the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department has designated this a species of greatest conservation need. You ready to go, girl?
Texas Parks and Wildlife has helped fund the research.
There you go.
In part through sales of conservation license plates.
We've received a horned lizard license plate grant as well as a state wildlife grant.
To understand Texas bumblebee trends, Jessica compares her surveys with specimens at the Elm Fork Natural Heritage Museum at UNT, where the bumblebee collection spans 60 years.
Museum collections provide a rich resource for determining historic presence of lots of different species.
The comparisons have been encouraging.
What we've found is that the current presence of bumblebees here in Northeast Texas is almost identical to the historic presence. About 85% of our roadside sites had at least one bumblebee.
Further research has examined bumblebee genetic diversity and the kinds of urban habitats they use.
I looked at 8 different sites, some community gardens, an organic garden.
Are any of them blooming at this point?
Some urban wild spaces as well. We want to know what types of green spaces are good for bees and also how we can manage our green spaces as we grow cities.
The research suggests ways we can help pollinators in public spaces like roadsides and even in our own backyards.
You want to try and have flowers that are blooming all the way from about March to October here in Texas because bumblebees are active throughout that time. And you also would do well to avoid the use of pesticides because not only are they effective in killing your pest species, but they also are bad for your pollinator species.
Jessica has completed her studies and is Dr. Beckham now, but her work will continue to benefit bee conservation.
American bumblebee.
As if a sign of gratitude, the hundreds of bees she handled kept their stingers to themselves.
I've never been stung by a bumblebee, surprisingly.
Since they help our food and flowers grow, maybe we all owe some thanks to the humble bumblebee.
Yay for bumblebees.
When was the last time you guys flown here?
Oh, gee. I flew here about a month and a half ago. So it's a little bit north, and it's going to straighten out according to the forecast.
And we're launching at what, 54?
About 51.
51?
Yeah, Agave Hill, right there is about 5,000. The name of our sport is paragliding. We may launch off a small hill or off the top of a mountain peak. It's a soaring aircraft, which means we generally don't have a motor, and we find air that's going up. And we get in that air and we go up. And we go up and up and up.
It's a pretty obscure air sport. I think it's maybe 4,000, 5,000 pilots in the U.S. There are sites all over the country, and this one looks pretty awesome.
Jeff's in the air.
Awesome. You look good coming in.
Franklin Mountain State Park is the only park in Texas and one of the few parks in the United States that encourages paragliding. So the Franklins are a great source of what we call lift from the air coming in, and they're also a great source of thermals, two ways we get up, all here in the Franklin. So that makes it special.
Most people think we jump off of a cliff and it's life or death. You just step off and you float.
Okay, Lee just launched.
You feel the wing flying. It's really just floating off. It is relaxing, fun. It's a lawn chair in the sky, and you enjoy life.
Paragliding, word to describe it, is euphoric. You leave the ground, you just about leave your human life there, and you become a bird. It's addictive, very much so, and it's absolutely fabulously fun. It's amazing it's legal.
Hopefully I don't make a face plant on this landing, huh? Beautiful sunset coming out in the back. Very smooth, enjoyable. Doesn't get any better than hanging out with friends and flying.
That was a hoot. So much fun.
Visiting Texas state parks just got easier. With our new online reservation features, you can choose a specific cabin, campsite, or shelter and reserve it for your next visit.
I had a nice one.
The new reservation system makes it easier to plan group getaways. Save the day and don't get turned away with our optional day use reservation.
Good morning.
And be sure to get in.
Thank you.
Plus, you can buy park passes and gift cards online. Texas State Parks, getting better for you.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Your shoes are gonna get wet. Ah.
6-year-old Jack Tunnell enjoys time on the Corpus Christi shoreline with his dad.
Dad, my shoes got wet.
We only live 2 blocks from Cole Park, so. Oh, that one worked. We come down here pretty often since we live so close. Very convenient place. It's just a beautiful place to be.
But after rain, what they see here is not always so pretty.
Whoa, now that's nasty.
Urban trash can cause trouble for both freshwater and saltwater ecosystems. It is a problem Jace Tunnell is familiar with through his work for local coastal conservation groups.
Coastal Basin Estuaries Program is Jace. We deal a lot with trying to solve the water quality issues that we have. Bay debris is part of that. You know, any trash that goes into the bay, like plastics, it takes many, many years for that to be able to biodegrade. And it's not pretty to see, but it's also bad for the animals. When it rains, I think lots of times people don't realize that whatever's on the ground will end up in the bay in the end.
To raise awareness, Jace grabbed his video camera during a rainfall and captured much more than stormwater flowing out to sea.
It blew my mind to see how much trash was coming out. And unfortunately, that's just the stuff that floats. I was showing it to Jack, and his eyes just opened up, and he said, you know, whoa.
Whatever trash is on the road and it rains, it's gonna get washed into the bay.
Oh, yeah.
So father and son made a short video
All the cups.
and a plea to keep all the cups from harming the environment.
I like this part.
You like this part?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want people to stop throwing trash everywhere, and that's all.
All right.
Coincidentally, as their video hit YouTube, the city was launching its own anti-litter campaign.
It takes a lot of different approaches to address the issue. We've had a lot of news media, advertisements, an app that was developed, TV commercials.
Only you can stop the wrath of trash. Don't litter.
And the overall goal of it is to bring litter awareness to everyone in the city. We do have a beautiful city and we want to keep it that way. We want to remain the sparkling city by the sea.
The challenges being faced in Corpus are by no means unique. There is concern worldwide about the impacts of trash on marine life, but this complex problem is nicely summed up by young Jack.
Don't throw the trash in the water. Fish and birds eat it, and they get so hungry that they die.
All the Cups has yet to go as viral as, say, stray cups and bottles, but the video has been seen by thousands. And as more see how quickly litter can pollute a waterway, perhaps more will choose to recycle, or at least dispose of their trash responsibly.
Anything on the ground, just make sure you pick it up. Whether it's trash, oil, whatever's on the ground, it's gonna end up in the bay. It's gonna end up in the waterways. So the main take home is, awareness.
A little awareness and personal responsibility can keep our waters clean and fish and wildlife healthy.
Whoa, look at this rock.
Oh!
And that makes for happier days at the beach.
Perfect. And you really know how to pick them out.